Hey, everybody. It's Angela Fraser. I am a creative, a truth seeker, and an advocate. And I love capturing the stories of Black women. I love being a part of giving Black women more choices and louder voices. So I've started this project called the Hair Stories Project. It is a collection of interviews with folks from all walks of life. You're going to meet another amazing guest today, and I have them tell their stories about where hair is central. I think that I just want to fully own the fact that as Black women, hair is a big part of who we are. It's a big part of our culture. I don't want to apologize for that anymore. I just want to capture the stories. These stories, the folks who I want to speak to are Black women and those who care about us. Anyone who is interested in hearing what we have to talk about is welcome to participate and to enjoy our stories. But it's the people that I'm speaking to are Black women across the diaspora. And so I'm looking forward to sharing Seynabou with all of you. I'm going to be bringing her on in a moment. I'm also on Facebook Live, but Seynabou is only going to be on IG Live. I'm just also on Facebook Live because if anyone is joining there, they can hop on to IG Live and see her also. So I'll be kind of popping in with the Facebook group along the way. I just feel really honored to be doing this work. It is something that God laid on my heart a few years ago, and I gave birth to it last 2020, I guess it was, yes, because it's been a full year. And I just really appreciate your interest. Please tell others about it. I host these every other month or so. I'm hoping to have a Grammy Award nominated guest up next. And so anyway, with that, I'm going to invite Seynabou from Dakar to join us. Let me IG Live in the house. The lovely GT, I love you. Okay, so let me get her on here, and I will find her. Here she is. She's invited, and she should be joining us in a moment. She coming in? Thank you for all the shout outs. Let me see if I did it properly. Okay, so she should be joining us in a minute. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Okay, she is unable to join. Why is she unable to join? It's saying that, let's see. I got a message across the bottom saying that she was unable to join, so I'm trying to just give her a moment. and see if she can join. Thanks for your patience. Here we go again. Okay. It's saying she's unable to join, so she may be having some trouble. Hey, Kay, did you want to join? Kay Moore? I see you have a request to join. I don't know if that was a mistake. Hey, Isaiah. All right, I'm going to just keep trying to reach her. We checked in earlier and she's ready to go. So I'm going to see why she's not able to. Okay, you wanted to join, Kay? Come on, Kay. Come on in, Kay Moore.
Hi,
Hey,
love.
Kay Moore.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What's going on?
Nothing. I just wanted to be here and listen and enjoy it.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
I appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to try to invite her again. I'm gonna drop off with you, Kay,
Yep.
and I'll see you in the comments.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, bye, love. Okay. Seynabou, why is it saying you cannot join? It worked so beautifully yesterday. Okay, we're gonna try it again. Here we go. Here we go. Come on now. All right, you guys are sending all the positive vibes out, right? Because these stories will be televised. Here we go. Yes? No? Check her. Yeah, she's actually, I know she's trying to be here. She's in Dakar, and she should be ready, but I'm just going to keep trying because I know as much as we want her to be here, she wants to be here also. It's I don't know why it's telling me that, why it's not allowing her to join. I'm just continuing to invite her. And okay, let's hope that she's able to join us. I did want to say that I wanted to kind of tell you about my why I'm doing this, why I think this is important. And I wrote something that I wanted to read to you. Whether filled with love, joy, celebration, or humiliation, transformation, or laden with shame and sadness, hair is deeply embedded in the Black cultures across the African diaspora. The stories where our hair plays a central role are common and unique to Black women. That alone makes these stories worthy of capturing. I believe beyond that, there is awareness for the individual and others, connection, and healing. That's my why. That's why I'm doing this. That's why Seynabou was so interested in participating in this, because she saw that, she's coming, she's coming, she's coming. Is it? Yes, yes, yes. I saw it. Okay, I'm accepting. I'm accepting. I'm accepting. I see her. I see her trying to get in. And accepting. By the way, anyone watching me on Facebook, hop on over to IG Live.
Yay! Sorry, I was
Hallelujah.
having some technical delays.
No worries. You know what we talked about. This was going to happen. It was just
We
gonna
knew
happen.
it was coming, innit? We knew it was coming.
By hook or by crook. And so it's so amazing to see you.
Thank you.
I tell you, you look more radiant every time I see you.
Stop, I'm shy.
So everyone, this is Seynabou Cisse. She is, you know, I have to admit, I'm not in like the up on the modeling world and all of that stuff. I met Seynabou through a mutual friend, Sarah.
Oh my God.
And we got to give her a shout out. Because
I was about to say, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I know she's not watching, but I just want to stop to say for a second, I love her so much. Sarah was like the light of my life since the second I met her. Like, she's everything to me.
Wow.
I love her so much.
Wow.
She's
Well,
everything.
that is beautiful.
Thank you.
I met her. She was actually in the play 9 to 5 that was produced here at the North Carolina Theater, and I was the hair and wig supervisor, and so I dealt with the three leads. And she plays Judy, the shy one from 9 to 5. You guys, if you don't know 9 to 5 and you don't know anything about Dolly Parton, shame on you. Go check it out. Okay.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
So I was taking care of her hair, and she asked me, you know, what I do, and I told her about my wig company. By the way, I am the owner of Rhythm Wigs. It is another way that I express my love for Black women and my desire for us to have as many choices and as many raised voices as we can. And so I do own a line of exquisite curly wigs called Rhythm
It's true.
Wigs. Hey,
it's
that's
true.
right.
It's true.
So I told Sarah about that, and I told her that I have this thing, this advocacy thing, where I share these hair stories. And she said, I had this roommate, and she used to tell me about the struggles that she had with, in the modeling industry, with people just expecting her to, change her hair on a dime, and she'd be up late doing her hair, and I think she'd be really interested in this. And I said, oh, that would be amazing. So I slipped her my card, because you always got to be ready. What is it? If you're always ready, you don't have to get ready, that kind of thing.
Stay ready, so you don't got to get ready.
So I slipped her my card, and then you.
And then boom, because I feel like Sarah, even though we lived with each other for a short period of time, and like, Sarah's a white woman, so she doesn't necessarily get my hair struggles. She has witnessed so many of my hair struggles, because I'd be on the couch till 4 o'clock in the morning. She's checking in, like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, my job says I have to do this before like 9 a.m. tomorrow. So like, and she's in disbelief because before she wakes up, I have a whole new hairstyle.
Right.
It's so confusing her. Like, we bump into each other in the bathroom. She's like, that wasn't your hair yesterday. And I'm like, this is just how we move.
People think magic is this. Magic isn't in quickness. Magic is ability. That's what magic is.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
Hey guys, honestly, if you guys are on Facebook, hop on over to IG Live, because you're not going to see Seynabou here. You're going to see her up there on IG Live. So hop on over there. Okay. All right. So from the beginning, we knew that your stories had to be amplified, right? I think that there's so much, and you and I talked about this. There's so much of our hair that is negative, down, burdensome, and I don't want to dismiss that at all. It is so real, and it is so
real.
You know what I'm saying? However, we want this time and this space to be about the amazing hair culture that is in Senegal and that Seynabou has experienced. They're beautiful stories. I just want you guys to sink in it, like as if you were putting your foot in like a really nice pool of clay, and it just comes up through the toes, and it feels like almost embarrassingly good because it's mud, but it just feels good. And I just want you to sink into that experience as we meet here. This is sacred ground. And so I want to start the interview, okay? And I want to start it with how I always start the Hair Stories interviews, and that is, what are your roots? I love a pun. I will never miss out on a pun. What are your roots? The people, places.
It's a cute pun. I like the pun. It's a cute one.
You know, that's what
it's
I do.
It's a cutie. Well, my roots. I'm Senegalese. My mom is from here. My dad is from Mauritania, but I don't really know anything about my Mauritanian side. I'm Senegalese to the core, to the best of my ability. Let me say that. I even though I was born abroad, I grew up here. I was here from like the time I was like 4 months old till I was like 11, and then even then when I went back to the States, I was constantly coming back. So my hair story, my whole being, my personality, the way that I speak, the way I express myself, the way that I constantly keep doing this is so rooted in my being Senegalese, and like it's everything to me, you know. And those are my roots. My roots are 100% Senegalese. I mean,
Awesome.
I've been to a lot of places. I've experienced a lot of different cultures, but there's nothing that makes me feel rooted like being from here and actually physically being here.
Beautiful. That's wonderful. So what event, if any, if you can remember back, what event was the first event that made you aware of the importance or gravity or beauty of your hair? Was there anything in particular that you can recall?
Yeah, so when I was I want to say like first grade. So I was raised by my grandmother, and she was love of my life, but she was also extremely like on it. So so I remember I went to school once. I want to say it was like the first grade. I want to say I was like 5 or 6. I went to school once, and I've always been like a really quiet kid. Like I don't want to make any trouble. That was my kind of personality as a kid. So when I went to school, one of my friends was like, "I want to give you a haircut." I remember this story so vividly, like as a 6-year-old. And mind you, you know this kindergarten scissors. So like she chop my new braids, brand new braids. And I come home and my grandma's like, "Oh, so you like getting haircuts?" I was like, "Not really." Like I was just playing. I was just playing. And then like because the girl kind of like messed up my hair with my old friend who I actually reconnected with recently, my grandma had to shave my head as a kid.
Oh wow.
And that was right before Mardi Gras. So Mardi Gras is like, to us, it's like our Halloween. And I couldn't be a girl for Mardi Gras. I had to be a boy because I was bald.
Oh my
And I just remember crying because I had to be like a male character because I couldn't be a girl because I didn't have any hair. Or that's at least what I thought. So I just remember being like really sad and crying a lot and that's the first time that I realized, like, maybe back then I didn't know, but looking back, I think that's the first time I connected like hair with femininity. Where I was like, oh my God, if I don't have hair, oh my God, I'm gonna be a boy and I'm gonna be made fun of. So that was the first time that haircut taught me a couple of things.
That's a hard lesson right there.
It taught me a couple things. So, but it was important. I think it was an important lesson to learn.
Absolutely. And, you know, some of us, that happened later in life. And so it's probably better that it happened for you earlier than later. Tell me a little bit about Mardi Gras. I'm surprised that that is a custom in Senegal. Tell me.
For sure. So, like, our culture is very, like, multifaceted because of, like, all the influences we get. Like, obviously being a colony of like you know the French, we have like the French influence, and Mardi Gras kind of like we kind of sync it up with the Muslim New Year, which we call Tamkharit. So
Okay.
Tamkharit we is like our own kind of, I don't want to compare it, but it's the closest thing we have to Halloween, where like you eat couscous, like
Mm-hmm.
millet at home with your family,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go out, like the kids go out and we dress differently, and usually like the kids dress in the opposite sex anyway, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like being a going as a boy that Halloween just was really not it, because I was like,
Right.
if I don't have hair, am I even a girl? Am I even one of the girls if I don't have hair? Am I
What
even one of
else
the
changed
girls?
about me?
It was a whole thing. So
Oh
like
my God.
it's still a thing though. So I still see the kids like, you know, dressing up and things. So Mardi
Right.
Gras is
Right.
actually really kind of a big deal here.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And it's a one day thing, or is it
No,
over?
no. It's just a one day thing, and we kind of
Okay.
again sync it up with a Muslim New Year. And I don't
Okay.
know quite the correlation between the two, but I think that's the beauty of Senegal. We are so many
Mm-hmm.
things, and we have
Yeah.
no idea
Yeah.
where it comes. We're just doing it.
By
So
the way, let me just for those who, because I know we're not always taught the geography of the continent. So
mhm.
the way that I like to think about the African continent is like, you know, a heart,
Yeah,
loosely so. So
loosely.
if this is the heart and this side is West Africa over here, Senegal is kind of like right at the top of where it starts to curve, kind of up
Right.
West Africa, but northern, yeah. So above Ivory Coast and Ghana and north of that, correct?
Correct. So
Okay.
Dakar is actually like, I don't want to be wrong, but I believe Dakar is actually like the west, like the most western point of the African continent. So we are like out there.
Yeah,
We're
because
west
it kind of
west.
juts out even more right there.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
Dakar is
yeah.
like, I think I'm gonna claim it. I'm just gonna say it. I
Claim
think we're
it.
the
Go ahead.
most
Take it.
western.
Take it. Take it.
We're the most western points of the African continent, so it's like it's very west. On the
Mhm.
map, when you look at it, we look more like we're closer to like the Maghreb, like the northern Africa.
Yep. Yep.
But
Yep.
where it's definitely West Africa, we're above Ghana, we're above
Mhm.
Nigeria, Ivory Coast,
Mhm.
and all that jazz.
Mhm. Mhm.
But
Awesome.
most amazing place in the world.
I bet.
Shameless plug, shameless plug. The car is where it's at.
I believe you, and let's tell this group of folks that we have put into the universe that there will be the Hair
Mhm.
Stories project will be filming live from Dakar
Correct.
soon. I'm going to say soon, okay?
Mhm.
Soon, because we're not going to put any boundaries on how soon. You
I
know,
agree.
it's going to be soon. So look out for that. I will be letting you
Amen.
know. By the way, anybody joining me on Facebook, hop on to IG Live. That's where Seynabou is. I'm just staying on here. I know you're just seeing me, but I'm just staying on here to let you know to hop on there. But when we finish, I will post the video on my Facebook page, the Hair Stories
Mhm.
Project. Okay.
That's
So
cool.
I want to ask you. Uh, what opinions about your hair really matter to you? So you talked about, you know, your grandmother and this holiday that was important in terms of your hair. But were there any influences? Your mom, your father, your grandparents, peers? What were kind of the biggest influences for you around your hair?
I mean, the Senegal, like my, oh God. Okay. Am I
You're
here?
back. You're
I'm
back.
very
Yeah.
like technologically like bad. So like if I do something, please tell me.
Wait,
Because my sister,
Senabu said, I'm a really bad millennial. I,
I told her I'm a bad millennial. I have no idea what's going on right now. This is my first time on IG Live, so please, if I'm doing something wrong, let me know. But
you're
no,
good.
my mother, like most Senegalese immigrants, is a hairstylist,
Hmm.
and that has been such a huge part of my upbringing and my life in general. Like
Mhm.
I grew up in a hair salon.
Oh,
So
wow.
hair has been my whole life. It has been the first thing I learned about a woman. It has
Mm.
been my first view of like black womanhood.
Mm.
It's just I learned to do my own hair by the time I was like 11. I learned to like do other people's hair.
That's great.
It's just like I didn't even realize there was something wrong with like black hair, I feel, until I left that setting of like
Wow.
being in my mother's shop,
Mm.
because
Mm-hmm.
it's all
Mm-hmm.
I knew. I was
Right.
going home, I was going to school, and I was going to my mom's shop.
Right,
And I was
right.
grateful. I'm lucky enough to have gone to like a diverse school where I
Mm-hmm.
didn't wonder what Black people looked like. So
Mm-hmm.
that was
Mm-hmm.
good for me. And my opinion on I never really had quite an opinion on my hair because it just was always as is. But
Right.
growing up, it was like getting braids, and then it was getting weaves and
Yeah.
relaxers and all
Yeah.
this jazz.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't remember having any sort of negative views of my hair as a
Right.
child. I
That's
think that's
awesome.
really fortunate for me because I know that's far from being Black women's stories. So
Absolutely. And I
mhm.
actually have a friend from Uganda. She moved back there a few years ago. I met her in college, and she talked about how from early on she there are different words for the different curl patterns of your hair. They each have a different word, and the one that was closest, loosest, and she didn't tie it to colonialism. I'm not sure why. I think it. I don't know. I think it's rooted there, but she didn't kind of ascribe that strata to colonialism. But she did say because of all of her sisters, she had the tightest curled hair, and
Right,
so and her youngest sister had the looser curl hair, and the woman who always took care of her
right.
hair always kind of called that out whenever she was fidgeting. It was like, oh, you have to behave so you can have hair like her sister who had the most but do
Mhm.
you think that your experience is the experience of most people in your culture, or is it just Seynabou's experience with having a pretty positive sense of your hair?
I think I was lucky enough to like grow up between cultures, so
Mm-hmm.
the views on hair were kind of diverse.
Okay.
And for me, for example, my sister was one of the first people because I think I was also lucky enough to grow up in like the kind of, I don't want to call it the wave, but the wave of like Black women going natural.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Mm-hmm.
we can be honest and say that's a fairly new phenomenon. So like
Yes.
in the grand scale, I'm not saying Black women are just not going natural, but like yeah, I think,
Right, right,
or at least as far as I know,
right,
it happened in my youth. So
right. Well, hold. Let me just one moment. As an elder, okay. Are you there? You're good. Oh, you're gone.
oh
You're
gosh, am I
back.
on? See, this is what I'm talking
You're
about.
on.
I don't
You're
know what's
good.
going on.
You're
Okay,
good. Don't
wonderful.
worry.
I'm
You're
here.
good. So I just want to call out. Look, I'm of a certain age. All you young people thinking that natural hair is like this new thing. It ain't new. It ain't
It ain't
new.
new.
Okay.
So that's
All
what I want to
right.
be careful about. It ain't new.
That's why I know you had a little disclaimer there. You had a little disclaimer.
I had to put it out there. I'm like, I know it's new to me because like and I think this kind of answers the question because I've had relaxers for as long as I remember. I've
Mm-hmm.
had like extensions for as long as I remembered. And I just remember like my sister when she went natural, I remember my mom was livid. She was like, this is not cute.
Wow.
Um and
Wow.
like because we were always in the phase of like me personally, I'm gonna put myself out there. I was always in the phase of getting like my little inches, like my little Brazilian body wave. Listen, all of high school, you couldn't tell me anything. I was slayed. Okay, all of high school, I was slayed. I was a very much a like I'm buying the bundles. I'm getting a body wave kind of girl. So like
Mm.
when my sister got her afro, I was like, huh. At first, I was like, sis, what made you do it? But then literally like 3 months later, I was like, she's onto something. And then like as her, and then I just kind of, not to be exaggerating, but like she was just moving different. I feel like something was different about her. Like
Wow.
she wasn't putting weave in her hair. She
Wow.
wasn't, and I still love
It's
weave.
not
Don't get
about
me wrong.
that. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not about that, but it was just
Yeah.
about like she loved that and
Mm-hmm.
she loved her
Mm-hmm.
hair as is.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Mm-hmm.
I always credit my sister for like, also shameless plug, this is me shouting out my sister. I always like to credit my sister for self-love.
Yeah.
because
Wow.
like no one has taught me more about loving my skin and loving my hair. And
Right.
it's not because like she was actively teaching me.
Mm-hmm.
It's because Fatu's just like she just lives, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's just as is, you know. And
Wow. Yes.
she's just
Yeah.
so herself. And
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
the first time I was like, oh my gosh, she's so herself, is when she like just stopped putting things in her hair.
Mm. That's wow.
So when that happened, I was like, this is possible. I can too
Mm.
do this. Okay, then.
Mm-hmm.
And then like
Mm-hmm.
literally 3 months later, I did the same thing. I chopped my hair off,
Wow.
and I
How
just
old are
went
you
for it.
now? How old are
I
you?
went for it. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go for it. And I'm not gonna romanticize it. I was a sad girl for like a good 2 months. I'm not I'm not gonna make it cute. It was it wasn't cute for like 2 months.
Wait, hold. But you have a beautiful shaved head. What made it not cute? What
No,
made it not cute?
because I think when you're 19 and you're like a dark skinned girl, Angela, stop. I think when you're 19 and you're like a dark skinned girl, and like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and this is before dark skinned people were hot on social media, you know?
Right, right. Because,
So,
ooh, hot,
so like,
hot, hot, hot.
no shade, but
Yes.
Sade. So, so but that, thank you. Who said that? Aram. Oh, shout out to my sister Aram. No, that 12 phase, what they call it, Sinuini Afro. We need to come together as
Mm-hmm.
Black women and just acknowledge each other and hold each other's hands through that phase, because it's really hard.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you go from like
Right,
being used to
right.
like weave and braids and stuff, and all of a sudden you have no hair.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden
Yeah,
you're not, you know, again, femininity is so tied to hair. I
right,
felt a
right,
lot less
right.
feminine. I
Yeah.
felt a lot less beautiful. I
Wow.
felt a lot less just outstanding in general. But then it
Mm-hmm.
comes though.
Mm-hmm.
It comes.
What did you
And
say
there's something
before?
so
Your sister
powerful.
just moved differently, you said? That is what
There was just
happened.
something about like it was, and we talked about it yesterday, because like I was telling her, like I was like, I'm so, because I was doing my hair care routine, and I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I love my natural hair, but it's such a process.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you,
yeah.
a wash day is a process. And she was just like,
Mm-hmm.
eh. And she just got up and she fluffed her fro and went. That's the kind of girl she is. Most beautiful girl in the room. And all she does is fluff her hair and goes.
And
And
keep it
then
moving.
like, and I'm looking at her and she's like, well, no, I'm gonna stick to it. She fluffs her hair and goes. And I'm like,
Wow.
okay, I guess I'm sticking to it too, because
Yeah.
like, even though it's hard, I can't imagine
Mm-hmm.
going backwards. I can't.
Right, right.
I cannot
Wow.
imagine like not
Wow.
seeing my curls. I think is a
Mm-hmm.
good option for me. I
Mm-hmm.
love seeing what my hair can do. Honestly, I'm not even trying to like be extra, but I didn't know what my hair could do till I went fully natural.
Wow.
I
Didn't
really did
know
not.
what your hair can do. Just like
Mhm.
sit in that for a little bit. Like the
Yes. Oh, she just joined. Shout out to my sister
hey.
Fatu. Most beautiful girl in the room.
Still to this day the most beautiful girl in the room. That's amazing. You know, it's I want to call out two things. One is the whole idea about authenticity and the what one feels when you are totally living the way that you want to live, and
Yes.
whatever that is what it is for you. For certain Black women, it is about putting our hands in our natural curls for the first time. I can remember how my hands felt when I did that for the first time. And so that's kind of like a feeling, and it doesn't matter really how you wear your hair at any point, but knowing that you can feel that and it's beautiful to you, and it's, you know, it's like freeing. Just having felt that feeling is what is, you know, just amazing about it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say, in that like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still go back to that a lot. Like for example, I was on set last week and I had weave for the first time since I left undergrad. So it was like maybe 6, 7 years since I've been like, you know, fully going natural.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I was just like, Thank you. I was just like, oh, it's nice to have a choice. I love that I could put this on and be cute, and then I love that I could take this off and also still feel really good about
Right,
myself.
right, right.
So it was just finding out that I had a choice, but then having
Mm-hmm.
a choice and then knowing I could come back. I think it's what you said, like the first time you actually feel like your afro, even during like the awkward phase of having a
Yeah,
teeny weeny afro,
yeah, yeah.
there's just something about
There's
it.
something
I
about
don't I
it.
don't know what it is,
Something
but
about
there
it.
I know it's new to us. I know natural
Yeah,
is not
yeah.
new, but it's new to the girls. So, so new to me,
Newish, newish.
So like
No,
I
because
have to say like the first time you like, you know, you kind of figure out what your hair likes. When you figure
right.
out what your hair pattern is, like
Yeah, yeah,
it's kind of like
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
bit of self-care, it's a bit of
Right,
self-awareness. It's
right,
nice. I would say it's
right.
nice.
It's nice. That's the word. That's what it is. It's
Nice.
nice. It's
It's
also
nice.
kind of asserting that that what you have naturally is a beautiful thing. That
Absolutely.
that knowing is just a powerful thing because there's so much pressure around us not feeling that, you know, and so
Hmm.
that's yeah, that's like a foundational thing for a lot of Black women. So um, amazing. So I want you to tell us about any stories from the beauty salon that you might want to share. You don't have to use real names to protect the innocent, but tell us some stories that came up. In Jamaica, we say labrish. That's our word for gossip. Labrish. Um,
I love that. No, I just, you know what though? Me and my sister were literally, I bring up my sister a lot because she's literally my person. And me and my sister and I were talking about this maybe 2 days ago. We are talking about like how the first and maybe last space we've ever seen where Black women could be as is. And I mean like, I love us, but when you
we are something.
when you grow up in a salon, you see all sorts of nonsense. So like, but you know what? And then you grow up and you go out into the world and you understand that this is the only space we have to wild out.
Yeah,
And I love that for us because like,
absolutely.
where else can we go and get exactly what we want? Talk how
Exactly.
we want,
Yes.
dress
Yes.
how we want. And I mean,
Yes.
like people were coming in there like giving my mama like their hair that they haven't touched in 4 months and they're just like, fix it. And somehow my mother could fix it. And they
Wow.
would get up and like, there would be that. That's the one thing I remember is that like people could come in there and be as ridiculous and absurd and
Mhm.
needy and
Mhm.
bossy
Mhm.
and people
Mhm.
are Black women.
Yeah.
And I don't think there are a whole lot of spaces where we have that.
Right.
So all of our stories that I remember are like, for example, us, my mom and I, like being up in the salon, and literally at this point I'm like 13, and I'm
Mhm.
happy to do it. This is not like a weird story about like
Yeah.
how I was working in a shop as a kid. This is me like happily being with my mother at the shop, like, oh, I love being here,
Mhm.
and just like literally till 4 o'clock in the morning, my mom's putting the teeniest, tiniest braids in a client's hair. And maybe the client, not even maybe, it happened a few times.
Mhm.
We braid from like 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. literally. And the client will get up and be like, not feeling this.
What?
That's it.
No.
Not
No.
paying, doesn't pay, doesn't pay. It happens a lot, doesn't pay,
No.
not feeling it. I don't like it. Or do you want me to take it out? No, I'm gonna take it home, but I don't like it. And my mom's shop policies: if you don't like it, you don't have to pay.
Oh my
That's how
God.
confident my girl is in her work. If you don't
Wow.
like it, you don't have to pay.
Yes.
And like
Yes.
I've been fighting that policy for my whole life, but she sticks by it. If you don't like it, you don't have
Mm.
to pay. But
Wow.
sometimes we'd be working on a customer's hair. I'm talking for 20 hours, and
Right. Right.
they would get up and be like, I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
We have stories where my mom knows all of her clients' business, first of all,
Mhm.
obviously. I know who's getting a divorce. I
That's
know
a
whose husband
position
is
of
cheating.
power. That's a position of power.
No, I know who to like roll my eyes at, whose husband to roll my eyes at when they walk in the salon. At like 9 years old, I know I don't like him because she said last time that he did that and that. So he's not our friend. So I love that. It's such an intimate space, and I love that you said you could tell us all the gossip because
Yeah.
all there was gossip.
That's right.
It was
That's right.
gossip. It
Yeah.
was us being ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
again, back then it wasn't as cute. But when I look back now, I'm just thinking about like, damn, this might have been the only place where they could have come to do this.
Wow.
There was nowhere else for us to go and ask for things, say our
Right.
business,
Right.
do what we want,
Right.
say what we want,
Right.
feel good,
Yeah.
maybe. And then my mom also had this thing where even though she's Senegalese, she always played Nigerian movies in her shop, and that's my favorite part. So they will all ask us like little questions about Africa, and everybody was super involved in the movies, and it was just
Mm-hmm.
like this
Mm-hmm.
big community thing. To this day, like some of their kids, they still come and they still text me. I mean, people like
Wow.
who their kids were literally born while I was in the shop. Like
Oh
now
my
their kids are
God.
like going to like high school, and like
Wow.
I've known them before they even had kids, and it's so
Yeah. Yeah.
special. And my
Oh.
mom, like every time there's a graduation, my mom goes. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
how intimate it
Oh.
is, you know.
That's
Like
like church. That's like
it's
the, you
church. Like when there's a funeral, my mom goes. If there's a, you know, if there's a wedding, my mom knows about it. Whoever's kid
know.
has a new girlfriend, my mom knows
Mm.
about it. So like
Wow. Wow.
tuned
Yeah.
in, and
Yeah.
it's so beautiful.
That's amazing. I was thinking about I when I left Jamaica, I grew up in Brooklyn, you know, and so some of what the experience in beauty salons in Brooklyn, there's
Mhm.
always all of the stuff that you talked about, but there are people coming in and selling you stuff. You know, you can stay in the salon, you can get fed, you can get a new
Absolutely.
outfit, you can get shoes sometimes, you can get perfume, jewelry, the whole
Yes,
thing. People come in with their duffel bag. You can
yes, you
get
can get whatever you want
CDs.
at the shop. You can get whatever you want at the shop, and I love that so much.
So that is something that is so in Senegal, also in Dakar. So tell us a little bit about, because you know I'm going to be going there, so this is kind of for me
Claim it.
also. Yes. So tell us about the city, the size of the city. What am I going to see when I get there? What are the hairstyles I'm going to see when I get there?
Again, like I think because Dakar is so influenced by so many different places, we have like
Mhm.
hijabis, we have people who also natural hair girls, which is again like a not new but new to us. Not new but new to
You
us.
learned so well. I'm so appreciative.
I just want to be correct. Not new but new to us, where like we you know, I'm starting to see more and more girls here. Like yes, literally yesterday I was in a nail shop and there was this beautiful girl. She released a music video and the whole time she's wearing her afro.
Mhm.
And I'm just thinking like growing up in Dakar, like maybe even 10 years ago, no less, maybe 5 years ago, I couldn't have imagined a girl being in a video with herself
Mm.
like that. So I say that to say like Dakar is, even though we have our own culture, obviously,
Mhm. Mhm.
we're heavily influenced by external cultures.
Sure.
You're
Sure.
gonna see so many wigs. You
Yeah.
will love it. There are so many wigs happening here.
Yeah.
So many wigs, all sorts of braiding styles because like
Mm.
braiding here is top tier.
Mhm.
Um, Lots of natural hair happening right now.
Mhm.
And Dakar is just the kind of place where I think again because we're the most western point and it's a big like port, whether it's by
Mhm.
airport
Mhm.
or by sea,
Mhm.
in Africa. So we have a
Mhm.
lot of different people here.
Got it.
It's not that huge of a city, honestly. If
Mhm.
you go out
Mhm.
2 times in the week, you're probably gonna see the same people. But we
Uh-huh.
don't even care because we're gonna have a good time. We don't even care.
And
The
your
car
hair is
is
gonna be
for
lit. So
anybody listening. The government is not paying me. Come to the car. This is not from like the tourist ministry or nothing. Come to the car. Like it's just so interesting. The food, the fashion. People are
wow.
so like individual in the way that
Mhm.
they wear their hair, in the way that they
Wow.
dress, in the way
Wow.
that they express themselves on their
Yeah.
bodies is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. That autonomy.
And people dress up for no good reason. That's my favorite
Mm.
part.
Right. So
Like,
yesterday you actually said on Friday,
uh-huh.
everyone wears traditional outfits on Friday.
On Fridays for no reason. Like we just
Okay.
want to look good, and I love that for us.
And the whole country wants to look good. How beautiful is that? It's like
We're very big on looking good. I think it be
I'm not
no flex, Not to flex or anything.
That's a good thing. That's a
No,
very
but
good
Dakar,
thing.
like I think Senegalese culture were very we're people who are very into like being refined,
Mm-hmm.
being like
Mm-hmm.
dressy. We love
Right.
jewels. We love
Mm-hmm.
like all of our boo-boos, like the ones that it's called boo-boo, so we're on Fridays. It's very
Yeah.
like extravagant for no good reason. I could be wearing one of these just to go get bread.
Wait a
Like
minute. The reason is because it's Friday. That is as
the
good a
reason
reason as
the reason
because
really
it's
is because
Friday
it's
and I
Friday
got
and
it.
that's the vibe. We don't know why. Well, Fridays like we have like the Muslim prayer, like the Jumu'ah
Mm-hmm.
prayer.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
most of us, including myself, aren't really going to the mosque, so I don't know
Right.
why we're so dressed up. I literally wear my boo boo to sit at home sometimes, but I'm gonna wear my boo boo. I'm gonna put it on. It happens. It
And maybe
happens.
some pictures. By the way,
I
let
I
me just
do all the time. All the time. I
you
do.
guys
I
make
do.
sure you go to Seynabou's IG page. Just beautiful imagery, right? I mean, you're seeing her here in one, but you go there, the colors, and then I got to give a shout out to that beautiful, beautiful wedding. Please talk about that
Ah.
amazing wedding. And you were so generous with what you posted. I mean,
Oh,
it
thank
was
you.
just really, really sweet of you. And I know when things like that happen, you want to kind of be present, but you found a way to bring your followers
I had
into that
to.
experience, and it was just really, really beautiful. So go check it out. Tell us about the wedding and all of that stuff.
All the stuff. I think the wedding itself is kind of a hair story because, like, for me, and again, I think this kind of goes back to the fact that we think in order to be formal or to
Mm-hmm.
be professional, we have to change our hair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For me, even the night before the wedding, so the wedding was like a few different events. As you see, it was an event. Shout out to
Yeah.
my sister Fatima for having the best wedding ever.
Right.
It was a few different events, and like my whole concern the whole time was, oh my God, is my hair gonna be good? Like, should I get a sew in? I know I couldn't get a sew in anymore before because my hair is now natural and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I got a silk press before I got here.
Mm-hmm.
The day before I got here, when I got here, of course, the car's by the beach, by the way, for anybody who's coming out, everybody comes.
Yes.
The car's by the beach, so there's a lot of humidity. So the second I stepped on the airport, I already had an afro for my silk. So I was out of choices. I was like, okay, if I get like a silk press and get a sew-in, my
Right.
afro is gonna come through anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If like there was nothing I could do, so I just kind of wore my hair like this as I usually wear
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was I had some insecurity around it because I was
Mm-hmm.
like, am I gonna look dressed up if I wear my hair
Uh,
as this? Am I gonna
yeah.
be
Yeah.
like, am I gonna be the person who doesn't have like a wig or
Right.
a
Right. Right.
sew-in or something? Because I don't know,
Yeah.
for some reason we think that's what formal means. Every time we go
Mm,
formal, we have
mm,
to
mm-hmm,
go longer. I don't know
mm-hmm.
why formal means longer.
Right.
Wherever we got that, we have to take it back.
Yeah. Just
I
leave
want to
it on
give
the
that back.
doors.
I don't want it anymore.
Thank you, but no thank you. Just leave it
Thank you, but
right
no thank
there.
you. But like at the wedding, it was a beautiful, beautiful wedding, and like
Yeah.
we even like between the bride, the bridesmaids, not to put their business out there, between the bride, the bridesmaids, and I was a bridesmaid and everything. Hair was a huge conversation amongst us, and like I it's not just that event, but I catch myself wondering
Mm-hmm.
who else is having this problem except for Black women. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was such a discussion. We had to talk about it months ahead. We had to talk about it the week before. We had to talk about it the day before, the day of. Where like we couldn't just show up.
Right, right.
And I think
Wow.
that's only an us thing where we can't just
Yeah.
show up
Yeah.
as is
Yeah.
with our hair. So we all had to
Yeah.
figure out how to transform our hair into
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
else.
You know, I I want to, and we're almost at time. We're a little over, but I want to kind of just stop on that for a little bit because I wonder sometimes how, the fact that our hair is such a unique aspect of us as human beings, right? No one else has hair like
Mhm.
us, and because in so many situations we've been subjugated to a dominant force that doesn't have hair like ours, there um, there is um, the how will we be judged
Mhm.
by others? I think that's a thread that goes through every place that Africans are in the world is how will we be judged when people look at us? What are they assuming about us? And so presentation is a really big part of that. So outside of the beauty that we feel and the confidence that we feel about presentation, I think there's another aspect of it that's about how are we showing up. I know back in Jamaica, no matter how impoverished people are, their children are gonna look sharp. Their school uniform is gonna be pressed, starched, crisp to the top.
I know that's right. I don't care if it's the same pair of pants as yesterday.
It could be the same thing.
It's gonna be the freshest pair of pants you've ever seen.
It's gonna be the freshest, and you take it off when you get home, right. So it doesn't get dirty. Right. So it can be. It's like because it's shame. It's bringing shame to the family if you don't look your best. And I think a part of that is because we are so judged. And you know what I mean? I think that's a part of it. What do you think?
Absolutely. And remember, and I kept bringing this so often that I felt like I was being annoying. I kept saying, Angela, when I come on here, what I don't want to talk about is like how hard being a Black girl is. Because all we ever talk about is how hard being a Black woman is. And I'm just like, can we talk about the fun things? Yeah. Can we talk about how fun it is that like I could wear literally 3 different hairstyles in one night if I wanted to?
Absolutely.
Who else could do that?
Look good.
I'm eating up all the girls in all my hairstyles every time I come through. And like, and that's a choice. But like, I talk about that so often because like, especially as like dark skinned or like, you know, just Black women in general, even maybe light skinned women, we have to be extraordinary all the time. Yes. Our hair laid, makeup attached, lashes done, this, that, and that, and that. And it's like, we can't possibly keep that up. No. We have to be so amazing all the time because I feel like we constantly have to, or at least the world makes us think, not that we have to, but life and the world and the way things are set up is constantly making us think that we have to show up 100% put together, 100% extraordinary, 100% outstanding. And I think I'm just now recently learning that I don't want to be outstanding. I just want to live. Like me existing should be outstanding enough. I don't want to be outstanding just because I have something to prove as a Black woman. It's cool. I'm cool just being. I'm cool. I'm all right. So that's how I feel about that. Is that like whether it's from hair to skin to how we look, too blessed to be stressed.
Too blessed to be
no matter how we are, like. No, we don't have to be outstanding all the time. And I hate it. I mean, I love it for us because every time we step outside, we're eating everyone up. I love that for us. But like, it's so exhausting. We can't go outside. We can't talk. We can't show ourselves on camera without being absolutely outstanding every time. Because me personally, I won't speak for all dark-skinned Black women, but like, it always feels like you're missing something. Like you have to compensate for something. You have to compensate for the longest time. I feel like I have to compensate for being dark skinned. Like I have to pay for it. How dare I be dark skinned while existing? Like maybe my hair needs to be better. My makeup needs to be better. My skin needs to be better. So that's just kind of like if in 2022 I want to do everything else is literally not to be like funny, but stop trying to be special. It's not as cute as we make it seem because it's just us performing to prove that we are allowed to exist. Because like they can't imagine the nerve of us just like existing and also liking ourselves while existing. You know, and that's my big beef with everything.
So I have to tell you, Seynabou, what that brought to mind. I'm a big fan of Nina Simone, right? And she has a song, and the lyrics say, "I wish I knew I wish that I knew what it was to be free, like that. What freedom feels like, right? What freedom feels like, and that is a thing that plays in my head all the time. And it comes to mind here because that freedom to be just your just who you are,
As is.
just that, it's like something that we have to seek. It's not even something that, you know what I mean, it's something that we have to be intentional about. But I think it's a really powerful thing because that's where you find the freedom. Do you know what I mean? You have to decide because there's so many whatever pressures, people, our families, whatever, our partners that tell us something different. And so I want to applaud you for deciding that. And you cannot not be special. I have to tell you that.
But like it's not even a me thing, and like that's kind of like what, not the message I want to communicate because I'm not a priest or nothing, but like that's kind of what I'm trying to say is that like we already can't not be special.
Right.
There's no extra work that needs to be done.
Exactly.
Like we're tired. Please let's clock out. I want all Black women to clock out.
Clock out.
Let's clock out.
Clock out.
Let's clock out.
That's it.
But I'm tired, so I know everybody's tired. And I've already been at this. I've only been at this for a few years, so I know everybody's tired. I want all of us to clock out. I want us to clock out. We're already special as is, and I feel like we needn't put any extra work to what is about our hair, especially about our hair. I think because that's the one universal thing for Black women, whether you're in Peru, you're in Senegal, you're in North Carolina, you're in Belize. It's like if you meet a Black woman, the first thing that you can talk to her about is her hair. Let's clock out about it. Let's clock out.
Completely agree. And what a beautiful, freeing sentiment to bring this amazing conversation to a close. I know it's late for you. It's 5 hours ahead where Seynabou is, and so I'm just you told me not to thank you for this, but I'm thanking you for it because here it is. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that that you wanted to do this, that you're excited about it, that people are going to be able to experience this. It's captured. That is what the Hair Stories Project is about, is to capture these things and for people to find whatever they're seeking in it. So I want to thank you for being here. By the way, if you want to find out more about the Hair Stories Project, I have a site called hairstoriesmatter.com.
Check her out.
It's
really good, but it's actually really good. I'm not saying this because she's on. Hi, all my friends that are on. It's actually really good. I'll be texting you about it. It's good. It's good.
So the next up, I'm going to have an amazing, I'm putting it out there because he just got nominated for a Grammy, both he and his mother. And I'm hoping that he can still find time to be on the Hair Stories Project. But if so, he will be coming up in our next episode 7. Thank you, Seynabou. You're beautiful inside and out. I appreciate it. When are you coming back? How long are you staying?
I don't know. I love y'all over there, but I'm going to kick in with my Dakar a little bit.
No, that's right.
I don't know. I'm not giving you a date. I'm just, when I show up, when I get there, I'll be there.
Beautiful. So again, any way that they can find you, what projects you're working on, I should have asked that sooner. You're welcome, Gail. Anything that you want to tell our audience about work that you do?
Not currently, because I'm actually really terrible at social media, but I'm doing my best recently. Again, bad millennial. But what I do want to do is give a shout out to Angela, who has been, let me brag on you for a minute. Do not interrupt. Angela has been so gracious because this is literally our like 6th time trying to set this up. I've been sick. I've had to travel. I've had a wedding. I've had to go to the airport. I've had to be in a car. And every time you've just been the most gracious person in trying to make sure we just sit down and talk. And I can't tell you how refreshing this is to like actually talk about my hair and laugh about it and make jokes and like wear my boo-boo and like it just doesn't happen. This is the first time it's ever happened for me. And it's so extremely special, and I can't thank you enough for giving me a platform where I can happily say that my hair is cool and I like it, and I have no sad stories to give you today. It's really
Beautiful.
nice.
Beautiful. I thank you for that. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thanks everyone for joining. Wherever we weren't, I'm going to make sure that this live is downloaded and put there. It'll be on YouTube, it'll be on Facebook. Again, thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Sleep well, and bye everyone.
Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.
Night.